Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for March 29th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. First, this pair did break previous support but pulled back significantly prior to the close, basically back to some areas of support that they closed out previously. We are looking for this pair to continue moving sideways, potentially going as high as 83.25, possibly as low as 81.63. Look for some resistance around 83.15 and look for some support around 81.75. Now the Euro USD pair closed down, had a pretty large range for open to close range. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 134.07, possibly as low as 131.85. Look for some resistance around 133.50 and look for some support around 132.50. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair surged to the upside, closed up. We are still looking for it to continue overall moving sideways long term. You can see that been moving sideways for a while now. We'd have to get a close above these highs here to really look for it to move up. Look for it to potentially go as high as 160.59, possibly as low as 157.98. Look for some resistance around 159.95. And look for some support around 158.58. Now the US Swiss, this pair closed up during this last session, did have a strong move to the upside, ran into previous support that is now resistance before pulling back. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 0.9139, possibly as low as 0.8984. Look for some resistance around 0.9089. and look for some support around 0.9011. Okay, well, as far as news analysis go, tomorrow we have the Eurozone releasing their consumer price index estimate for March at 5 a.m. Eastern. Consensus on that is that it has dropped a little bit from 2.7% down to 2.5%. Then at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we have the Canadian gross domestic product for January being released, showing a slight drop from 1.8% down to 1.7%. We also, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, have the U.S. personal consumption expenditure core numbers for February for the U.S. They're showing a forecast of a hold at 1.9%. Then at 9:55 a.m. Eastern, we have the U.S. University of Michigan's confidence report for March. They're showing a slight increase from 74.3 to 74.8, which could be good news for the U.S. dollar. Now, looking at the Euro USD pair, and I realize this is over a very short time period. Let me zoom in here, get a little bit closer. Very short time period, but you can see that we have a trend line here that has been touched once, twice, now 3 times. Some would count this one as well. So a break below this, and what I mean by a break, a close below this could mean a continued drop to the downside. So definitely keep an eye on that pair, especially on the day time frame. Now, on the day time frame, you know, this is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. We're going into the 12th session. So what I like to do, since we are, let's pull back a little bit. Drop down to the 4-hour time frame. Let's go ahead and drop down to the 1-hour time frame and take another look at this. You can see that here we go. This needs to be cleaned up just a tad, just a little bit. There we go. So we've touched it once, now twice, now 3 times, actually several times right there on the hour time frame. So if we get a break to the downside, you get a one hour break below that, we're definitely looking for it to move to the downside. Now to the upside, you can see we have some peaks here that are pretty strong. We did break above it here, but none closed above that line. You can see that this trend line been touched 3 times. So we have a good point of reference for an entry on the hour time frame going into this next session, taking a look at the past 10 to 12 days worth of activity. When you drop down to the lower time frame, you can really see how looking for a break can be effective. If we get a break to the upside, the nice thing about dropping to the hour from the day, or even lower potentially, is that once we get a close, most likely you're not going to lose a lot of pips as if you waited for the day to close below that line. Plus, you have a stronger area of support and resistance, or closer, rather, not stronger, a closer point of support and resistance. For instance, if we close below here, we have an area about 70 pips up. If you went to the day time frame and tried to find the next area, it would most likely be many, many pips higher than that. Well, I hope that helps you with your trading. And until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.